Good morning and welcome to the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. I welcome everybody watching this live stream today, especially the colleagues from the ESM, from the European Stability Mechanism, from Deutsche Börse Group, Eurex, and all other interested viewers. Yeah, we are here today to celebrate the opening bell for the launch of the new ESM project on central clearing for interest rate swaps, short IRS, through Eurex. Yeah, you can see behind me already that the trading floor is nicely branded in the brands of the ESM and Eurex. Yeah, before we start with the coverage of today's event, I would like to share some information with you, the agenda of today. So at 9 a.m. we will be celebrating this new project of the ESM together with Eurex with the joint ringing of the stock exchange bell. We celebrate the significant milestone for the European Stability Mechanism and the European financial stability today. And we will welcome our speakers, Pierre Camegna and Dr. Stefan Leitner. So I'm not alone here today. I have the honor and the great pleasure to welcome Sarah Fogarty-Carrick. She is the team lead of the investor relation team of the ESM, and she will guide us a bit through this project, give us a bit of background of what it is about. But first, Sarah, I would like to welcome you. Great to have you here today, this morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much for the warm welcome, Fabian. It was certainly very exciting to arrive this morning and to see the bull and bear covered in the ESM branding. It really made you feel like you are at the heart of the financial centre. And on behalf of the ESM and all the team, we're very happy to be here today.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much. Yeah, maybe you could give us a bit background for the viewers who are not very familiar with the ESM. So what is the ESM exactly? What do you do in your regular work?
Yes, of course. The European Stability Mechanism, or ESM, was created in 2012. We're based in Luxembourg, and our mission is to maintain financial stability within the euro area. To do so, the ESM provides support in the form of loans to euro area member states in order to support financial stability within the region. We have around 81 billion euros in paid-in capital, which makes the ESM the highest capitalized international financial institution in the world. This also ensures our AAA rating. However, it's important to note that this paid-in capital is not used for on-lending. All our financing is raised in the capital markets. We do this by issuing debt instruments such as bonds, bills, and commercial paper. To give you an order of the size and the volumes that we do, for 2025, the ESM, combined with its predecessor, the EFSF, plans a total of 28.5 billion euros issued in bonds. That's 21.5 billion for the EFSF and 7 billion for the EFSF. So for the ESM. So the two institutions, as you can see, are significant players on the debt capital markets. So far this year, the ESM has raised around 2 billion. And 12 billion has been raised for the EFSF. Now, for the reason that we are here today, the ESM also uses derivatives such as interest rate swaps, foreign exchange swaps, and forwards and cross-currency swaps. The ESM deploys interest rate swaps to reduce the risk that Greece, one of our beneficiary member states, would have to pay a higher interest rate risk on its very long-term loans should the market rates rise. Also, we use interest rate swaps for the management of our paid-in capital investment activity to manage and hedge interest rate risks. So I think that's enough for the ESM.
Thank you.
Perhaps you can also tell us a bit about Eurex.
Yes, of course. So Eurex is the world's leading derivatives exchange, and with Eurex Clearing, one of the leading central counterparties globally. Yeah. Eurex automated and integrated joint clearing house, the Eurex Clearing, eliminates the individual counterparty risk by offering central counterparty services for instruments traded on the Eurex exchange, on Eurex Repo and the Frankfurter Wertpapierbörse, so here on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange and also on Xetra. Eurex Clearing serves about 200 clearing members in 19 countries, managing a collateral pool of 49 billion euros and clearing trades valued at 11 trillion euros every month. So a strong partnership, I would say.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, Sarah. So what does the project we are celebrating today entail, and why is it so important for the ESM?
Yes, indeed. This has been a major project within the institution for a number of years. It's the culmination of the ESM's decision to move to access central clearing for part of its interest rate swaps through yourselves, Eurex. With this, the ESM will become the first international financial institution and the first among the family of European public institutions to become a direct member of Eurex Deutsche Börse for its IRS transactions. For us, this is a message of confidence in European clearing, and we are really happy to enter into this partnership with Eurex.
Great. And for the viewers maybe who are not that familiar with this move, why is this move significant?
It is very important. If you consider that clearing houses are a crucial part of the financial architecture as they reduce counterparty risk by standing between two parties in a trade. This is particularly important for over-the-counter OTC derivatives, such as interest rate swaps. If you can remember, during the financial crisis, the large losses suffered in over-the-counter derivatives revealed that there were counterparty risks throughout the entire financial system. This was due to the domino effect of counterparty defaults. As a response, the G20 leaders agreed in 2019 to move all standard derivative contracts to clearing through central counterparties, or CCPs. By using a European clearinghouse, the ESM will now mitigate its credit risk and enhance liquidity while maintaining the all-important financial stability. Safeguarding financial stability is at the heart of what the ESM does and essentially why we exist.
Great. And how does this project align with the broader objectives of the EU?
Yes, it's important to look at this project in a more broader global picture. This project aligns with one of the long-term objectives of the EU, which is to develop a robust and reliable clearing ecosystem in Europe, which again, if I can mention it one more time, is essential for financial stability. By using Eurex central clearing for interest rate swaps, the ESM is contributing to the harmonisation and consolidation of the clearing landscape in Europe. It also helps the broader objective to deepen European capital markets, which will ultimately foster growth and competitiveness within Europe.
Thank you so much. Maybe you could outline a bit about what are some of the specific benefits that the ESM expects to gain from this important move.
Yes, it's important to outline as well that the benefits are substantial for us for this project. First of all, it will provide access to a diversified pool of counterparties, the more the better from a risk perspective. Secondly, as already mentioned, it reduces this credit risk by transferring it to Eurex Clearing from the bilateral counterparties. Thirdly, and this is an important point, it reduces settlement risk as the CCP bears the risk of failed settlements, and this will allow the ESM to benefit from seamless transaction management, which is a huge benefit in terms of efficiency. The move also aligns with the ESM with market practices, as 95% of all euro-denominated IRS transactions are now cleared through CCPs. Ultimately, this will enable the ESM to provide more efficient and economic financial support to its beneficiary member states.
Sounds super interesting. And how does this project impact the EU's financial stability? We've spoken a lot about stability. You have the stability in your name, so maybe you can outline this a bit more.
Yes, that's true. At the ESM, we talk about financial stability a lot. By contributing to the development of the EU CCPs, the project enhances the overall resilience of the whole European financial system. Improved liquidity and diversified clearing options make the system better equipped to prevent and handle any future crises. The project underscores the ESM's commitment to Europe's broader economic framework and stability.
Okay, sounds like a big, big project you've gone through the past months and probably years. Can you tell us about the timeline and the challenges you faced during the implementation of this project?
As you can imagine, this was a large and major project within the institution. It has been in development for over 2 years, involving extensive negotiations, legal analysis and financial work. A lot of the teams, both from the ESM and also from yourselves at Eurex, were involved, and we would like to thank all of them who've worked on this project and achieved this successful outcome. We're really happy that members of the team are here today to help support and assist this bell ringing ceremony.
Thank you. The same is true for us. So we are very happy to have you here coming to Frankfurt all the way. So thank you very much, Sarah, for the detailed description and the deep dive. So we understood a bit more what the project is about, a huge project for the financial stability. But before we wrap up, is there anything else you would like to add about the significance of this project?
Thank you once again, Fabienne. I think the only thing we can do now for the ESM is to emphasise that this project is a testament to the ESM's proactive approach to financial stability and risk management. It is also a way for the ESM to gain in efficiency, for example, as I mentioned before, by removing any risk of failed settlements. By aligning with market practices and contributing to the development of EU CCPs, the ESM is not only enhancing its own operations, but also supporting the broader goal of a stable and resilient European financial system. So with this, I'd like to thank you very much for supporting us with this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this nice discussion, for the interview, for being here this morning with us. So thanks for sharing the insight. We really appreciate your time and your expertise here.
Thank you, Fabienne.
So, and now we are waiting for everybody to come to the trading floor, the moment we have been waiting for. So it's always a very nice opportunity to celebrate projects with the opening bell. Maybe some words about Frankfurt trading floor. So yeah, the trading floor is one of the few remaining trading floors in the world and the only one in Europe. Yeah, it's home of the trading venue Frankfurt. This stock exchange building was opened in 1879 and has been the home of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange since then. The trading floor has been remodeled several times during its history. The last major renovation took place in 2006-2007 into this current design with these wide trading circles. Yeah. Here you see the nice DAX chart, also known from the TV, from the news, very important, and also the branding here on our LED wall, logo of the European Stability Mechanism and Eurex fostering this great cooperation. Yeah, and behind me also you can see the black and white stock price quotation boards. We see on the sides of the trading floor, they are dating back to the 1980s, so they have not been replaced. Yeah, and if you want to visit the exchange, also Deutsche Börse Group has made some renovations, and we have a nice visitor center, so you can also enjoy the view here. So we still see some movements now, some people coming on the trading floor. So we really expect everybody, all the guests and speakers, of course. We see the doors are opening. So here is Dr. Stefan Leitner, CEO of Deutsche Börse, entering the trading floor, followed probably by Pierre Gramegna, the managing director of ESM. We see the signing book, also very important for the ceremony, for the opening ceremony. The Eurex Clearing board. Yeah, before coming to the trading floor, we always have a nice photo session in front of Bull and Bear. Bull and Bear are important signs. And you can find them in front of the building, so always a very nice motive for photos. And this is what we always do with the executive board, with all the guests. It's a nice souvenir because, yeah, as we've talked together with Sarah earlier, it's a very important day both for ESM and for Eurex, so we want to keep those emotions kept forever. So here we see Pierre Gramegna. He is a former Minister of Finance from Luxembourg. And now we start with a video.
All eyes are on Frankfurt today as Deutsche Börse shines its big spotlight on another exciting stakeholder.
Working towards this moment is one thing, but for senior management to be here today is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
So this was the intro video. And now the historic exchange bell is brought onto the stage. So we are waiting for 9 a.m. to ring the bell. Now we'll hear the welcoming and introduction speech by Caroline von Linsing from Deutsche Börse.
Bonjour et bienvenue ici à la salle de marché de Deutsche Börse à Frankfurt. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very special milestone we are celebrating here today. Let me quickly give you an outline of what to expect. First of all, our esteemed guests, the ESM, will sign the guest book of Deutsche Börse. Thereafter, there will be the official welcome speech by our number one, Dr. Stefan Leithner, CEO of Deutsche Börse and birthday child, followed by Pierre Gramegna, Managing Director of the ESM. Afterwards, there will be the iconic bell ringing, and we hope you enjoy this very special moment.
Thank you very much, Caroline von Linsing, for this intro speech. Now we see Pierre Gramegna, Managing Director of the ESM, signing our guest book. And followed after him, Kalin Anief-Jensi, Chief Financial Officer from the ESM.
It's good I left a lot of space. It's not as big as Donald Trump.
So now, following the welcome speech by Dr. Stefan Leithner, CEO.
Dear Kalin, dear ESM team, a very warm welcome to Frankfurt here today. Today is a very special day. This is not a technical event. This is a major step for the European capital markets because it's the two biggest institutions to manage risk in the fixed income markets that are getting connected much deeper today. This is about the ESM becoming a clearing member for the OTC swaps with Eurex Clearing. So we are very excited about this. The signal that you are sending is one that is truly moving the European markets a big step forward. It's very easy to always talk about European projects, but bringing them to life needs a lot. It needs excellent individuals, and it also needs a tough process management. So today, both of that is coming together. Let me start on the people. The people is you, Pierre and Colleen, that have sponsored that, but it's as much your team from the ESM that has worked so closely with the Deutsche Börse, the Eurex Clearing team, to make this happen. Colleen and I talked about this 6 years back when we were both members of the European senior group of shaping the Capital Markets Union. The project has gotten a new name, but we have a real outcome. Fantastic, well done, Pierre. With your diplomatic breadth of background, you've been able to shape a consensus around a topic that is not mandatory for the ESM. And it's important you send a signal because this is shaping the market more widely. So that's the top-down European passion you need, but then you need professionalism, which is why the team from the ESM and Sarah and the colleagues together with the Eurex Clearing teams have made this really happen. We talk about the engineers of the capital market. That's bringing pipes together. It takes many years on occasion. It takes many committees. But at the end of the day, you made it happen. That's why we can stand here today. It's not only about people. It's also about process. Now, the ESM is the best example how Europe believes that things get shaped in the crisis. The ESM was born out of the fire of the moment. I truly believe that Europe can do better than just creating institutions and making progress out of the passion and the heat of the moment. That's why Eurex Clearing and Eurex more widely as the home of the yield curve, of the euro yield curve, is a passion, a long-term strategic project that is going step by step by step. That's how Europe should really be built. And that's why also today being the outcome of a multi-year project is a good sign. That's why ringing this bell ahead of, in June, the EMIR 3, making it mandatory for many of the European institutions also on the buy side, is such an important bell ringing. Because if I use Hemingway's analogy, for whom the bell tolls, that's when you're a bit too late. No, we're not too late. You're ringing the bell for the European markets just ahead. We will see in June an enormous take-up of mandatory activity on active accounts under EMIR 3 in terms of the clearing activity. I truly believe that this is a big, big step. So you are setting a big tone. You're ringing a bell today. We really appreciate all of you coming. We think in this setting, this is a very exciting moment. So all the best to the ESM, all of the best to the European markets. This is the right signal at the right time. Over to you, Pierre.
Well, thank you, Stefan, for this warm welcome and passionate speech. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure, an honor, a privilege, and with privilege comes pressure to be here standing in front of you on this very day, and welcome all of you for being with us today. As the first day, the European Stability Mechanism will use the Stock Exchange of Frankfurt to do the clearing of interest rate swaps together with its partner Eurex. So this is really an occasion to celebrate. Now, I've tried to say in the most simple way that everyone understands it. Now, here in this room, everybody understands it by definition, but outside there, many people think it's a technical matter. Stefan, you were so right in saying that it is a political and strategic matter. Why do I say that? Well, I sit in the Eurogroup every month. I was there on Monday again. And the tendency is that in Europe we talk a lot and we're very slow in implementing. So with this initiative, the ESM is definitely setting a milestone, as we are the first international financial institution and the first European public institution to do the clearing here in Europe and to do it in the euro area. That is a great achievement. We talk a lot about deepening the capital markets union. We have given it now a new name, the Savings and Investment Union. I think this is very wise because savings and investment speaks to everyone. Now, capital markets union is an abstract term. What we're doing here today deepens the market, makes it more efficient, and most important of all, it makes it more attractive for investors from all over the world. And strengthening the capital markets union, the savings and investment union, is the contrary of something abstract. We lack growth in Europe, we lack innovation in Europe, and the best way of boosting that is having more efficient capital markets, and so that's what we're doing here today. I would like to underline that we use derivatives for interest rates a lot in the ESM. So this is not theoretical. We use it for our funding operations, and we use it in our paid-in capital. The paid-in capital of the ESM, the European Stability Mechanism, is 81 billion. It's the highest paid-in capital of any international financial institution. And why did our predecessors do that? Well, because they wanted to make sure that the euro is a success, that the euro area is stable and can withhold whatever attack or whatever situation. And we have mastered lots of crises since the inception of the euro back in 1999. The ESM, which is the lender of last resort, was only established in 2012. So in a way, we were so optimistic about the common currency that we did not even think that it was necessary to have a lender of last resort. But now we are very pleased to have one. So we have issued more than 300 billion euros over the years. We are refinancing a large part of that. And member states that have been supported by us are starting to repay their loans, which is also exactly what needs to be done. We are, yes, a stability mechanism, but it's only loans. They need to be repaid. But I would like to insist on the fact, and even you could say that the acronym European Stability Mechanism is also a mechanism of European solidarity. We stand there for each other, the 20 member countries of the euro area. And if everything goes right, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be 21 countries, as Bulgaria is likely to join also next year. So we're today here for a very important event. And like always, there's one or two persons standing on stage, but there's many persons that have worked on it. I would like, first of all, to thank the Stock Exchange of Frankfurt. Thanks, Stefan Leiter, you and your whole team. I would like to thank Eurex, with whom we are partnering for making this clearing, and we're particularly proud to become a member of Eurex. Great thanks for that. And then I would like to thank my team, first and foremost, Kalin Anef, who is our Chief Financial Officer and who has worked on this diligently, and he was even part of the thought process which led us here, because he was in this high-level expert group that Stefan Leitner was also in. So you've been pioneers in the idea, and now Kalin, together with the whole team of DSM, whom I would like to recognize and congratulate, we are being pioneers in this venture. So I think today is a great day for Europe. I was asked if I liked my new job many times. I say I'm excited because I want to bring Europe further. We need not less Europe in this fragmented world. We need more Europe. And today, that's what we're doing all together. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Two powerful speeches, a great and big sign for Europe and the EU. So thank you very much, Dr. Stefan Leitner and Pierre Gramegna. So now on stage we see Pierre Gramegna, the Managing Director of ESM, and Kalin Anjevliensi, Chief Financial Officer of the ESM, waiting for the big moment.
1, 2, 3.
Also here, a nice photo setting with our photographer, Martin Joppen. Yeah, it's always interesting because the bell is quite heavy. So it's quite heavy touring. And we see here Dr. Stefan Leitner, Pierre Kamenia, and Kalin Agnes Jense together celebrating the new big step for an even more stable view.
Then we have all of you around the bell, please. Come a little closer.
So another photo setting. Also today we have a nice media coverage, so it's important to transport this message also via the media. We've heard it more important than ever. Some more photo setups, so really for everybody to celebrate the great moment.
Okay.
Stay very close together. Come closer to the bell, yes? Don't be afraid of the bell. The bell is good. Yes, very good, very good.
And here you can see members of our team at the ESM. So Sara Alonso in the black and white, who just rang the bell. She's part of she's head of middle and back office. You can also see members from investment. Yasa is there, and also members from the funding team, the communications team. So it's really nice to bring the whole team together to celebrate this event today. We're really happy and really proud.
Yeah, that's what Pierre Gamenia also said, that it's always a teamwork, so it's great that you highlight this. Thank you. So, yeah, this was the bell ringing event. So, Sarah, very great to see everybody celebrating this big milestone and to hear also the nice speeches. Now we will wait, so there will be next photo setup above the DAX chart, and yeah, everybody is celebrating and still enjoying the moment a bit more. They are going upstairs now for the next photo setup above the DAX chart, so the photographer joining us soon here in our position.
It's very impressive when you see we've worked so long and so hard on this project to finally see it come to fruition and see here today, everybody here very excited to ring the bell. It really makes it all come alive, that what we've done, and it's been worth all the hard work. So I think the team are really pleased.
That sounds amazing. Happy to hear this. So everybody is gathering for the last group photo, and we see the whole team gathering, so we can see how many people were involved here. So. So actually the photographer is next to us at the moment. So everybody is cheering. Can feel the atmosphere, feel the vibe. And again, the DAX chart with the DAX having started 6 minutes ago. Yes. So, what a nice moment, a nice celebration. Yeah, that was it, our live stream. Thank you, Sarah, again for being here
Thank
with
you,
me,
Fabienne.
spending the morning and the opening ceremony with me. Thanks to all guests. It was a pleasure to have you and share this special moment with you. Thanks again and have a good day.
Thank you.